this is going to be something new and different. I don't know if people know, but I am an RF engineer, and there is a shortage of RF engineers in the world. And as a concept, last summer I came up with an idea of a game that is kind of similar to like a Kerbal Space Program, Stardew Valley, sort of. You build a radio telescope radio system in a game, and it gives you challenges to find things in the sky, and some things will be visible, some things will be invisible, and generally you're searching for things with the long-term goal of finding some, aliens or, just some kind of crazy challenge. So I started working on this game a couple of weeks back, and you can kind of see I've been very busy and distracted and whatever for a couple of weeks, and this might explain why. Anyway, this is all notional art, but I wanted something that I could actually show on video, because I recorded this entire video without any images, and it was kind of terrible. Anyway, you can see here, this is a concept main menu. I made this in Sprite, which is a tool that I'm learning to use. I'm not great at it. This is just me learning. So feel free to give me comments. This is actually kind of about getting out and showing you what I have planned. Most of this stuff doesn't work. I mean, the options menu pops up, but you can't do it doesn't do anything. Load game doesn't work. Quit does work. It takes you to the main screen. But new game doesn't actually make a new game. It just loads me into a scene where I can move around. So this is the character. It's not a final character. It's just a template one. I did draw all the assets on the screen, so they're not final. They're just getting started. But you can see we can move around, and we can go into our house, and we can leave our house. And the idea is that this person is an engineer who's trying to use the satellite dish that they had in their backyard when they bought their house to do science things and maybe make a career out of it. Anyway, inside we have a computer. This doesn't work right now, but the idea is that you'll have some contracts that you can get in there, and you can buy some parts in the shop. Haven't made the shop yet. And then we'd have antennas that you can, buy from the shop and place in the yard. Inside of the antennas, there's the RF components. And this is kind of what I really want to teach people in this game, because this game is as much about me teaching things as it is about actual game. So there is going to be some educational aspects. Sorry for those of you who don't really like those sort of things, but the idea is you're going to have things down in your inventory that you can take and you can place into the antenna. Those things are filters, amplifiers. Maybe we'll have motors for pointing the antennas, and we'll have some other parameters that you can have and pieces you can add. This is just getting kind of started. I'm not sure if this is going to be the UI that we use in the end, but it's getting started. A VNA is a vector network analyzer. I'm not sure if this is final yet either, but the idea is, if you haven't played Kerbal Space Program, they have some things to teach you the intuition for the math. So I'm thinking that there's going to be some tools that I give the player that shows you all of the math being computed, so you don't have to do it all on your own. But the idea is you want to get an intuition for what things you need to put in which order in order for it to work. And then when you're done, and this is a menu that's broken right now, but you'll go to a point menu and you will point at specific spots in the sky. When you point at those specific spots in the sky, you might be able to detect things like satellite signals or signals from pulsars in distant galaxies, or you might be able to detect some signal from a planet, or just gathering things. There's a couple of interesting stories that actually have happened in the world of RF engineering. One of them is like there was a satellite that NASA didn't have the ability to control, and it was able to they released information about how to talk to it. They had lost the ability to actually send and receive signals from it because they had to tear the equipment down to support other projects. Anyway, the community built some extra equipment to try to wake up the satellite and whatever else as a challenge, because engineers are weird, that they like challenges like that. So they built their own command console and tried to actually wake up and talk to the device that had been in space for a long time. There also has been things like the ham radio operators talking to the International Space Station, people listening for the return of the Apollo capsules and that sort of stuff. It's kind of a niche community that does these sort of space antenna RF projects, and it's kind of a fading community. So this game, the purpose is to give you a very low cost, low barrier to entry way to kind of play some of those sort of things as a way to get you interested in the science of radio engineering. I know that it sounds intimidating and like there's no gameplay mechanics to show you, but the idea is going to be that you can see each of these elements happen in a intuitive way, where I will have plots that you can see to show you which frequencies you can use, and then you're going to have other tools to tell you how loud of a signal you can hear and how quiet of a signal you can hear. And then in here, when you get the contracts, it'll tell you information about the signal strength required from the system and what the expected frequency is and that sort of stuff. So you can know if your equipment that you have built out is gonna cut the mustard for it. The sky map will, well, ideally I want the sky map to look something like this when we're done. This is just kind of me doing concept art for the game. I don't know exactly how it's all going to look and feel. I'm still learning all of that sort of stuff. But anyway, this is the actual sort of way it's going to work. Like I said, we're going to go to a sky map here. There's going to be a screen here that has what the thing is pointing at. We go back to the backyard, and you can play the game that way. I don't know. Tell me what you think. This is just supposed to be an introduction into what I've done. Some background information on this game. I'm drawing all of my assets in Sprite. None of them are final, so if somebody has ideas, let me know. I am writing all of the code in a game engine called Godot, and it is a open source free game engine that people can use, and all of the RF backend formulas are going to be accurate, but basically the math that you would do in the first hour of looking at an RF system, not in the design phases. So it's all of the background math that you'd use to get just the first day of work done to understand if something is feasible or not. It's not going to go into wave theory or field theory or any of that sort of detailed math. It's kind of just a Legos sort of game. But yeah, I'm hoping that this game will be playable by people in just like a guess and test and kind of gain intuition standpoint. But only time will tell. I also want it to be a little bit complex so that you can actually have some room to grow and learn. But the really important thing that I want to make sure is that the initial learning curve is not a wall. If you have to go in and start, doing actual math to get started, and actually know formulas, that's not going to be a good playable game. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to be doing development logs on this over time. I don't know exactly how frequently or any of that sort of stuff. I'm just getting started. I'm still learning the tools. It's all kind of just early days. So it may look nothing like what you see today, or it could look exactly like this with some extra, clean up and polish, because I don't think that anybody would think that this is a complete environment right now. But it's the first vlog. Anyway, let me know what you think, and we'll get back to it later. This is Mad Hatter, and I'm out. Bye.